Welcome back to the Gamer's Place, and in today's video, we're going to be telling you everything you need to know about Battlefield 6 and our amazing review. So be sure to stay tuned till the end, and let's go ahead and get right into this right now. But first off, I want to start by talking about multiplayer and performance because these are the two most important things for a Battlefield game, in my opinion. Is it fun and does it work? Is essentially what this portion of the video is, because we have so many PC ports today that just don't work good. So I want to go ahead and start off by saying this is a very good PC port. For all of you that played the beta, you already kind of know this, but I'm sure there's a lot of people worrying, like, are these the only maps that perform well? Maybe the other ones have issues. Maybe the campaign can't run good and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, no. This game works and runs great on most PC rigs as long as you fall within the recommended minimum specs like the game tells you. You will be absolutely fine in this game and be able to enjoy every single second of it at good frames with good visual quality. So rest assured, this is a good PC port from what I have seen and played myself and what my buddy has seen and played himself. So this is something that I'm really excited about because we just had Borderlands 4, which was like one of the worst PC ports we've ever seen, but the performance here is significantly better than that, and the visual quality is really good too on most rigs. So I'm very happy to report this is a game that you can pick up on PC and consoles, and it will work day one if you are interested in Battlefield 6. But for those of you that aren't completely sold yet, let me tell you about the actual game itself. So first off, I want to start by doing multiplayer, and then later on in the video, we'll talk about campaign and all that type of stuff. But let's go ahead and talk multiplayer right now. Now, multiplayer, this is one of the best Battlefield-centric multiplayers I have ever seen in my life. I have played this game for a few hours now, and I'm absolutely in love with the map design. First off, the maps are absolutely phenomenal. The maps are completely destructible. Like, it is absolutely insane that you can literally blow up the entire map and any vehicle, blow it up. If there's a thing that exists on the map, you can make it explode into 100 pieces, and it is absolutely fun to be able to utilize that to do warfare and to actually have tactical advantages to, with your team on the field. It is so much fun. I absolutely love what they have done here with the destruction mechanics and the fact that they marketed the game based off destruction, and you can actually destroy everything in the map. That is the first time I think I've ever seen the game do that, where they've told you can destroy everything, and it's actually the truth, and there's not like a limitation. You can literally blow everything up. So I love that. Now on top of that, classes. The classes being special is back. So Battlefield 3 and 4, for all of you that know, that have been around this franchise forever, have some of the best class systems we have ever seen, where the medics are medics, the support are support, etc., etc. And whenever you pick them, you get very specific guns, you get very specific abilities, and all that type of stuff that only you can do when you pick that very specific class. That is back in Battlefield 6, and I am so happy to report that, because that is one of the many things that has always separated Battlefield from Call of Duty, was the fact that you had to strategize with your team. You would have someone who's a medic. You would immediately know that medic has to be traveling with the whole entire team, or there's going to be a massive problem. Somebody goes down, because that medic is the only person that can successfully and efficiently save the whole entire team if there is an issue there. And then on top of that, you have the support, where he's able to go and basically repair vehicles and all this type of stuff. And then you have your two machine gun classes, where you're able to defend the support and the medic. This is what I love about Battlefield. It's the fact that you can go in, defend everything, and be able to work as a unit. It feels like you're actually in your own little platoon whenever you play Battlefield, And with Battlefield 2042, that was kind of gone. And that's one of the main things that I think me and a lot of other people hated about 2042. Was the fact that all the strategic advantages that you could find within Battlefield were not there, because they just made the classes kind of useless. But that is so done, and I'm so happy to report that. And the action-packed gameplay is so much better for it. Everybody is doing something different in the Battlefield when they know what they're doing. Now, there's some teams that run around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off and have no idea what they're doing. That still exists. But the thing is when you're playing with a bunch of people that know, it's like a bunch of platoons working in unison, and it is beautiful to play. It is so much more fun than Black Ops 7. That beta was absolute trash, but man, Battlefield 6, especially whenever we get to do some like naval combat and stuff like that, if they want to add that to the game, oh my goodness, dude. This game is going to be one of the best war games ever made if it continues on the trend that it's on right now. I absolutely love every single second that I played of the multiplayer of this game, and I highly recommend it if you are into multiplayer Warzone type games and you want to just be able to work as a unit and be able to fight on massive battlefields and destroy the entire environment to use to your advantage. This game nails it in every aspect with that. But I will say, because this is a new online multiplayer game, this game is not perfect. I don't want to go full glaze mode and just completely ignore the minor issues that I have with Battlefield 6. So let's go ahead and get into that side of things here. So one of my minor gripes with this game is the fact that, well, sometimes the frame rate will stutter because there's so much crap going on at once. Like, you'll have buildings blowing up, you'll have hundreds of people on the map, and all that type of stuff. For the most part, it is pretty solid. As I said before, I'm pretty impressed with this PC port overall, and I like the fact that it does perform well overall. But you will get some stutters whenever like buildings blow up, or there's like a bunch of people shooting each other at once in one spot or something like that, where there's just a lot of things going on in the environment. But this isn't really new for modern gaming. This is kind of something that's been around for a very long time. So I'm not going to harp on this too much, but it does make it where it's not a 10 out of 10 experience, because sometimes it dips, and it dips hard for feeling like sometimes no reason compared to what you've seen beforehand, where like a building blew up or something and it didn't dip at all. So they do need to work a little bit more on the performance, even though I do think overall it's a rock solid game that you should still play day one. But on top of that, one of the other issues I have is the fact that this game does have some minor glitches. I have seen some people not load into the game at all while playing, and I've also seen some people be kicked out immediately while playing. Now, that could be a server issue that they can easily fix and patch up, but it's still there. I've also seen some people get these weird glitches when they're trying to reload, where like the gun will just reload and it won't show the clip or something like that. But none of these are like game-breaking bugs. They're just kind of there, you know what I mean? And they don't happen often, and they also don't impede the gameplay at all. So I'm not going to harp on them and say that this game is like an unplayable mess, because honestly, it's not. This game is phenomenal. So I do want to say, though, that these issues do happen on occasion, and you should be ready for them when they happen. That's why I wanted to bring them up right here in this part of the review. Now, I want to also say this. This game's multiplayer is elite, and with those issues being said, I don't think that they hold this game back in any way, shape, or form, and you should definitely still check out the Battlefield 6 multiplayer. And I want to give just the multiplayer, we're going to do a separate section of this video for the campaign, but just the multiplayer section, a 9 out of 10. The maps are great. The classes being back are awesome. Just the minor stutters and some of the weird visual glitches you'll have every now and then are a little annoying, so I can't give it a 10, but man, they happen so little, and the way this game plays, the way everything looks and feels is just elite. So it's a 9 out of 10 multiplayer experience. I loved what I played, and I think all of you should try this game out for the multiplayer alone. Now, I'm aware that a lot of you don't care about Battlefield campaigns. So there's a good chance that after hearing 9 out of 10 multiplayer, you're like, okay, I'm sold, I'm buying it. But if you want to know if the full package is worth the full $70, please be sure to stick around for this next part with the campaign. And if you've enjoyed this video so far and you are heading out, be sure to drop a like, comment your thoughts on Battlefield 6's multiplayer down below, and please subscribe to the channel for more awesome reviews just like this one. If you're into Battlefield 6 campaign, please stick around for this next part, and if not, we'll see you in the next video. And now I'm going to try to keep this section short and sweet, because I honestly don't know how many people are even interested in the Battlefield 6 campaign, but I am going to just quickly say that this campaign's nothing to write home about. The villain's boring, the heroes aren't even that interesting. You got the chick from Call of Duty in it.
That is not the fucking question!
Which I guess that was kind of cool to see if you're a COD fan, but other than that, like, her character is very bland and generic, and it's just your typical like war game type campaign, you know, like evil guy trying to start a world war, and then you got to go stop evil guy. That's essentially all this campaign is, and it's fun to play. I'm not gonna lie, like, you have the destruction elements and all that type of stuff, And if you're not quite ready to jump into multiplayer, it can be a fun distraction that you can play in this game. I'm not going to lie about that. It definitely can suit that need. So if that's what they were going for, they did a good job. But the story, the set pieces, the characters, like the set pieces are fun, but the story, the characters, and all that type of stuff is just kind of bleh. So I'm gonna be honest, I would just suggest just jumping straight into multiplayer. I wouldn't really touch the campaign. The campaign's kind of meh. Like the story's not gonna move you in any way. It's fun to play through because they know how to do action set pieces over there at EA with this game. So there is some cool stuff that happens in it in terms of just like visual clarity and like being able to play through it and its intensity and stuff like that. But if you're looking for an actual narrative like you might get out of like an old school Call of Duty or something, nah, you're not getting that here with Battlefield 6, but it is fun enough. I will say that. So I'm not going to bash it and give it like a 3 out of 10, but it is fun enough to where I will say it's like a 6 because it's a fun distraction, but it's never going to be something that I'll tell you, like, if you don't like multiplayer, buy Battlefield 6 for this. I would not buy Battlefield 6 for the campaign. Like, this game overall is honestly mostly just for the multiplayer, and this is kind of just a fun mode that they decided to throw in that was going to be really cool for a little bit, but it's not going to hold your attention for long. And on top of that, the campaign's not even long to begin with. I believe it's like 6, 7 hours. It's not long. So like don't spend $70 just to play the campaign. Just don't do that. If you're a campaign COD player, just wait till this game is dummy cheap and then pick it up for like $10 way later and then play the campaign then. I think if you get this game for like 10, $20 and you play the campaign, totally worth it. But at full price, heck no. So that's my final verdict on the campaign is 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's a fun distraction, but definitely buy this for the multiplayer, not the campaign. I want to talk about the portal for Battlefield 6 because there's so many endless possibilities you can do in this particular mode. And let me tell you guys, this is so much fun. There is a lot of things I've seen in here, like you're seeing on the screen right now, a zombie horde mode similar to Call of Duty Zombies made within the portal. There's also really fun maps where there's super vertical, where you have to run straight up and race each other to the top. Like there's just endless possibilities here. I've even seen a Mirror's Edge clone where like they're climbing on buildings and stuff, and then you get up there and there's enemies and you shoot them. It's really interesting stuff. So I really like what they're doing with the portal. I think there's a lot of potential here. Now, of course, I don't know if I can give this a 10 out of 10 type thing yet because obviously it comes down to user generated creation. So you're going to have to be very patient with how the games on here go and stuff like that, and even potentially make a game yourself, which could be very difficult. So keep that in mind, but I think this is a really cool 8 out of 10 type of thing where it's really awesome that it's here. I love that it gives you the freedom to make the type of game you want to play within Battlefield 6, and I also think that it is so cool and gives you the ability to extend gameplay hours beyond what you normally would with campaign and multiplayer. So good on EA for giving us a really cool mode like the portal where we can make our own creations in games and just enjoy levels that we would want to play on an off day where maybe Battlefield 6 itself isn't giving us what we're wanting, but we still want to play the game and have the fun gun mechanics and stuff like that. So the portal is awesome. 8 out of 10 experience. Definitely check it out. Now let's go ahead and go into our final thoughts and our final score for the overall package. So my final verdict for Battlefield 6 is a 8 out of 10. And the reason I give it an 8 is because of those minor glitches and minor server issues and stuff you'll encounter. And on top of that, the very lackluster campaign. Because I don't know about you guys, but after seeing the campaign trailer, I was actually kind of excited for it. I thought it might have some potential to bring back some of that old campaign COD magic that we had back in the day. But it doesn't do that, like, at all. It's kind of mediocre and mid. So I will want to add that into the score here. But in terms of just strictly multiplayer, this is one of the best experiences I've ever had with a Battlefield. And I gotta be completely honest, guys, this game is great. I don't think it's like a game of the year worthy game. I will say that. I got some games that I've liked more than this one, but I do think it's a very good game that if you're looking for a COD replacement, this is definitely the answer. Pick this game up if you want to play the multiplayer. It is some of the best multiplayer action that I've played in a very long time, and I really enjoyed it, especially since classes are back to being what they're supposed to be. So definitely pick this one up for that. But I will say, for those of you that are like on the fence still, wait for a sale. You don't have to buy this at launch to still enjoy it for what it is. So if you hear all this and you're still on the fence, just hold off. Especially if you're on PC. You know Steam sales are going to get this game in like 2 or 3 months probably ish, and you're going to be able to get it for a lot cheaper if you want to just experience it at a lower price. The way that I look at this game, man, is if you have friends that want to play this game right here, right now, or you're looking for a Call of Duty replacement because Black Ops 7's beta just completely disappointed you, pick this game up because it's 100% worth the purchase, in my opinion. So that's the review. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and comment your thoughts down below on what you think about Battlefield 6. And on top of that, hit the subscribe button while you're down there because we do more awesome reviews just like this one all the time. And on top of that, if you want to see more awesome content like I just referenced, be sure to hit this box right here that's on the left of me to be able to see the video that YouTube thinks that you would love to watch directly after this one, so you can go ahead and see what I mean by we have content that you'll love. So yeah, guys, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for checking us out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.